Tuesday, July 25th, Stan Ehrlich, and this is market analysis. And I start out with stock market indexes, SPDR, DIAQs, and talk about the Russell 2000 occasionally. Today, I'm going to do a little quick major long-term overview. Where were we and where are we now? Well, the SPDR on this daily vertical bar chart going back to the fall of 2020, you can see the last part of the bull market after the COVID crash, and then the bear market of 2022, the bottom formations, and we are at, for all practical purposes, the highs of the trend, which is over a year's worth of new highs now. But I keep mentioning bumping against a rather significant historical resistance area that I've got in a little bit of a blue background. Let's see if I can make that a little bit brighter. Yep. So I still think it's very likely, since we're also overbought again today, that very soon, and not too much higher, if higher at all, we're going to see it start to turn down. Now, I'm still looking for a very bare minimum of 444, but there's a chance it could ease on down to, say, 431. Now, 31 from here is going to be 24 points lower, a fairly decent break, nothing to change the long-term trend, though, and an opportunity to hit support of a major consequence and maybe get oversold. So we'll see what happens. It's too early for it to start, I think, topping out before the October low. There, I said it for the first time this year. Don't forget, markets love to bottom out in October. We did it last year in an incredible, fabulous manner. Okay, so that's usually September when we're topping out. Maybe August, but this is still July. So here we go. Look for a top. Could have a bearish engulfing red sell signal, I hope. I expect one in this approximate price range, and the conditions are basically correct to have one. Let's look at the DIA from the same standpoint here. This is the highest price today since the high that we had back in April of 22. So this is a very, very, very strong market. It is overbought now for 6 or 7 days in a row. But like the S&P, it is in an area of significant resistance where prices have topped out before. So it's prime territory for it to turn down. And if something happens in the next few days as far as a bearish engulfing is concerned, I'm going to get a red official ER sell signal, I hope. It won't be as profound as the one we saw on January 5th of 22, the top of the bull market after COVID and the beginning of the bear market, which finally ended October 13th of 23. We got the high day on the DIA to the exact day. SPDR, Qs, and it has hit a high in a resistance area, which was in the price range of where it started the new bear market of 2022. And we did get the high day on the QQQs on November 22nd, and we got the low day on October 13th, both of them. 100% of that bear market, as far as sales signals and buy signals are concerned. Yeah, there were plenty of buys and sells in the interim. There were some good, some bad, but at least the system was able to pick the most important ones. Now, overbought, banged against resistance levels, turned down sharply a few days ago. So far, is not recovering all that well. We're just a little bit above yesterday's high, and not even the day before that, and certainly a little ways to go to get back up into that resistance again. So all three of them, including, in fact, the Russell 2000, it got overbought a couple of days ago, bumped against some resistance lines and pulled back slightly, not too much, but it could still come back easily a bit more without changing the longer term situation, which I believe to be very bullish still in all of the indexes. Enough of the indexes. Bonds. The 88-day cycle low has worked past tense and still may work a heck of a lot better in the future fantastically. We caught the bottom on July 10th inside the window of opportunity for the cycle low at a support level in overbought conditions. Great combination. Turned right up, rallied nicely, got up to about 128, and now we're 125, a little under 126, and now we've had about a 4-day downside correction. And we bounced off of a moderate support level, the little blue line here, very nicely today so far. Wouldn't be surprised me if we're turning back up again. And now I want to see it rally up into 128 plus, and then go through the 129.5 area to make new highs for about 2 months. That would be fantastic. Next chart is going to be the S&P E-mini, which is the same as the spider for all practical purposes. Next chart, bond futures we just discussed. Its cycle low is working fantastically. Next chart is the 10-year notes. As you would expect, the 10-year notes have the same 88-day cycle that the bonds do. And the retracement down is not quite back to support, but very, very close. I'll actually pull that off to the right a little bit. And we might have touched it. Difficult to say. Close enough for a test of support. And is it going to turn back up again? I think there's a good chance of it, or it can get a little bit lower the next day or two and then turn back up. Next chart. Crude oil has gotten stronger than I expected. It is now challenging or coming close to a very significant resistance area, which I am dragging further over to the right here. Yep, clipping off these lows. Okay, good. So I think it might just get to the red resistance level, 82.5-ish. It's overbought now for 2 days. Not severely, but nevertheless, don't go running after markets in overbought conditions. They'll turn around quickly when they do, often, and hurt if you're getting overly optimistic at the rally high. Classic neophyte trader mistake. Next, heating oil. Same commentary, overbought, maybe starting to turn down today. This is a very big sideways trading range since April, May of, what year is that? 21, looks like. Or 22, it looks like. Okay, 22. But that's still way over a year. Overbought conditions cause me to believe it's going to turn down. I'm just going to wait. I'm looking for signals for a short sale. We've had some great ones on rally highs. That's the top of that whole move. That's a couple days after the top of the whole move. That is the high of the whole move. Next is natural gas. Neutral. I'm bearishly inclined. I think this longer-term bear trend is going to perpetuate itself. We're just having to wait for a bearish breakout or maybe another sell signal. Last couple sell signals worked, very little. This one was not bad. You went down for over a week, got oversold, and then turned. This one was only good for a day or two, and this was good for a couple of days. Not much. So, waiting for a really good one. And now to gold. Our sell signal a couple of days ago, with Thursday of last week, worked great Friday and this Monday. And today we have a new low, but a slightly higher current quote. So we're bouncing. We don't want to bounce much. Frankly, I don't even want to get up to that red dot at this particular point. So it should fail around the ballpark of yesterday's high or maybe the day before, which is the day after the sell signal, which is working great. And I'm looking for lower levels. I tested the last lows back in June. Next is silver. Natural gas. Whoops, I'm sorry. Wrong direction. Here we go, silver. Bearish engulfing, official sell signal Thursday. Went down on Friday, went down a chunk on Monday, and today it's rallying a little bit. It made it slightly higher than yesterday's high. I don't see any reversal here, and I'm looking for it to turn back down, just like gold. Next, platinum. Overbought stopped the rally at a previous bull trend line. We're coming up from below and bumped right up against it. It turned down, and now we're getting a little bit of a bounce here. The key is not to go too far and have it turn down to new lows pretty soon, next few days. And then we're on our way down to 900 and lower. Next. For high grade copper, I'm just waiting. We're getting close to overbought and close to some resistance. So I'm thinking a little bit more strength is possible, but it's about to turn down soon. Next. Overbought conditions a couple of different times now in the last week, and a little bit of divergence here. New highs in price a couple of times, while no new highs on the indicator. I think this is about to turn down in soybeans. That broad double top I talked about at one point is gone. That's not going to happen. Now, if we get a huge move down, one might talk about it from a historical standpoint as a giant double top, but not at the moment. I'm not going to say that now. Frankly, it could come back to support previous highs, turn around and make new highs again. Next, soybean oil, overbought, looking for a minor downside retracement. Big sideways trading range. Next, soybean meal, bull trend. We're having trouble at some resistance levels the last couple of days in overbought conditions, and we did have a minor dip for a day or two. I'll wait a little bit on this as well. Corn, pretty much the same comments. Big sideways, getting close to overbought, at a resistance area in a very broad general sense, looking for it to turn down. Next, wheat. Well, it did turn down. And by the way, we did get a sell signal on the exact historical high at the beginning of the war on March 8th. That was an outstanding whopper, maybe even better than October 13th low in the stock indexes. Catching that sell signal in wheat at the very top after a series of limit up moves in a row. Some of them locked limit up all day long. I haven't seen that since 1972 or 3 when the Russian grain deal occurred. That's when that happened the last time. Next, cattle. We got a great sell signal on Thursday of last week. Has nothing to do with the same date of sell signals in gold and silver, but it just happened. And so far, no problem whatsoever. We got it going straight down Friday, yesterday, today. Next chart. Live hogs. Looks like it's topping out to me. Can't get a grip on a signal at the moment. Looking for minor new lows and a perpetuation of the bear move. Next. I don't know, it's gotten into OJ, but it won't quit. It's getting even more and more overbought. I mentioned yesterday it's hitting 90, which is a screamer of a sell signal. If I can get a bearish engulfing, that's exactly what I'm going to do, but I don't have one. I've only got an inside trading range day with a higher current quote near the high of the whole darn trend. But, you know, that's the way they top out. Whole series of up days, overbought conditions that get worse and worse, more overbought. And finally, boom, down it comes. Next, cocoa, overbought for the first time today. Popped in a new high ground and it's staying there. That's showing a lot of strength. We could see another day or two more with the strength and then a retracement, but this is a bull market. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We'll try to catch the downside correction coming soon for buying purposes. Cotton, the rag, sideways trading range for a long time, and we're at the high of it. Plus, we're overbought. Plus, we're close to resistance level. I think it's about to turn right back down again. Maybe we're going to get a downside breakout finally that'll work, but let's see. Next, sugar, overbought yesterday for only one day, slipping today. I'm going to pass on this. I'm going to wait. It could be building a fairly sizable top, but I'm going to pass for the moment. And lastly, coffee. couple of buy signals didn't work out very well, but sometimes these are part of the topping and bottoming out process. In this case, bottoming out. The ones I like, of course, are these. You get a buy signal smack on the bottom of a break before a nice rally. Do we have anything else great in coffee here? Let me check to see if I get some other fantastic signals. This is my last chart for today. Yay, we got some whopping great sell signals. The top of the rally, but this is pretty old, December 21. But that's not the point here. The point is the system catches frequently very good major turning points. And sometimes we'll give you a false signal, but this one, false signal, buy signal, you never have a big loss. My stops are always pretty close, the yellow dots. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.